They say Prince Harry has always been the emotional one, the one who wears his heart where everyone can see it. But lately, the sparkle in his eyes has faded. People close to him whisper that he barely sleeps anymore. He paces through the nights like a man waiting for something terrible to hit. He scrolls endlessly, reading every rumor, every headline, every cruel comment. Until one night, everything inside him broke. A legal consultant who once worked with the Sussex team says that was the night Harry finally confessed. He said Meghan never carried their children, that the story told to the world, the one they so carefully shared, wasn't the whole truth. It was the version Meghan wanted everyone to believe. And Harry, desperate to protect his family, went along with it. But instead of shielding them, that secret became a stone tied to his heart. A weight so heavy it's now crushing him from within. Palace insiders even say he looks like a man slowly imploding, the smile gone, the warmth replaced by shadows. And that's where the illusion started to crack. The woman at the center of this storm calls herself DL. Her real name is kept hidden for legal reasons, but she's not hiding anymore. She says she wasn't just a surrogate, she's the biological mother of both Archie and Lilibet. She claims she has the DNA tests, the hospital files, the emails, even the signed papers. For years, she stayed quiet, bound by non-disclosure agreements, told never to speak or even exist in public. She was promised safety, respect, payment, silence. But she says she got none of it. No money, no care, no acknowledgement. Just erasure. And she's done being erased. To understand her story, you have to go back to late 2018. That's when she says a man approached her on behalf of a high-end fertility clinic used by elite families who wanted total secrecy. The message was short. A very high-profile couple needed help. The arrangement would be private, the payment generous, her identity forever hidden. She signed the NDAs. The medical records were prepared with extreme caution. Even the clinic staff were kept in the dark. Everything was silent. She carried the pregnancy, followed every instruction, delivered safely, and then she was pushed out of the picture as if she'd never existed. And that's where the story turns dark. When Archie was born in May 2019, the world saw glowing headlines, smiling photos, and that famous moment of Meghan and Harry stepping out to show the baby. But DL says Archie was already 2 weeks old by then. 2 weeks! The announcement that Meghan had gone into labor was part of a perfectly timed act, she says, designed to hide the real timeline. DL claims she had already given birth quietly in Colorado, no royal doctors, no photographers, no chaos. Just silence. Meanwhile, across the ocean, palace press officers released short, confusing statements, first that Meghan was in labor, and minutes later that the baby had already arrived. It never made sense, but no one questioned it. Everyone thought the couple just wanted privacy. But DL says it wasn't privacy. It was performance, a carefully written story to make Meghan appear as though she had given birth herself. And when Meghan appeared just 2 days later, glowing, standing in heels, face fresh, hair perfect, people said she looked incredible for a new mom. But if DL's story is true, Meghan looked untouched because she was. She hadn't gone through labor at all. That picture-perfect moment wasn't a new mother's pride, it was a presentation. A royal stage. The deeper DL went into her own memories, the darker things appeared. She says her name was wiped off every medical document. It never appeared on any discharge form, any certificate, any record that the public could access. She remembers being told one chilling sentence: "No trace of you can remain, not even a signature." Everything had to look clean, as though Meghan had fulfilled the royal duty of motherhood herself. But then the world noticed something odd. Months after Archie's birth, Meghan's name suddenly vanished from his birth certificate. Her team said it was just a clerical change, but DL believes it wasn't random at all. It was a deliberate step to keep prying legal eyes from finding inconsistencies, to keep her existence buried. DL says every part of the arrangement, the clinic, the intermediaries, the payments, was built to erase her. She wasn't just silenced emotionally, she was cut out of the record entirely. But she never threw anything away. She kept every receipt, every email, every agreement. Because silence was supposed to be honored. Payment was supposed to come. And when neither did, she decided to stop hiding. And that's when the entire royal fairy tale began to unravel. This isn't just a story of betrayal between two women. This is a question that strikes at the heart of royal law. If Meghan did not give birth to Archie and Lilibet, and if no surrogacy disclosure was filed, then their royal status could be legally challenged. Royal succession isn't symbolic, it's law. Lineage has to be traceable and verifiable. A hidden surrogate breaks that chain. And the palace, insiders whisper, is terrified. If this claim proves true, the consequences could be staggering. The children's royal titles could be reconsidered, documents could be scrutinized for fraud, Parliament might even get involved. Questions would be raised about why no independent verification of the births ever happened. And it doesn't stop there. International paperwork, especially Lilibet's U.S. registration, could be invalid if it lists false information. What began as a rumor could turn into a constitutional crisis. Behind palace walls, the lights burn late. Lawyers are rereading every line of every document, every public statement the Sussexes ever made, because if DL steps forward with real evidence, this won't just be a scandal, it will be history rewritten. While Meghan's name drifts through whispers, she herself has vanished from sight. No appearances, no speeches, no podcasts, no cheerful photos in Montecito Gardens. Even Hollywood producers who once chased her are stepping back, not because they hate her, but because they're scared. Nobody wants to stand next to a royal implosion. The silence is strange for Meghan. She's never been one to stay quiet. She built her fame by speaking out, by taking control of her own narrative. But now, her silence doesn't feel like confidence. It feels like calculation, like she's waiting to see how bad it gets before making her next move. A former media team insider summed it up perfectly. She's not silent because she wants to be, she's silent because she has to be. And then there's Harry. Poor, broken Harry. Those who still talk to him say he's a shell of himself, anxious, distracted, barely recognizable. He's been pulling away from Meghan, spending long hours alone, consumed by guilt. Not guilt over the surrogacy itself, that's no crime, but over the secrecy, over agreeing to live a lie that's now exploding in his face. One friend claims Harry muttered something heartbreaking. "I just wanted to protect my family. I didn't think it would go this far." Those words hang heavy in the air. The man who left royalty to build a freer life for his family now finds that the very story meant to protect them might destroy everything instead. And DL, the woman once forced into the shadows, is stepping into the light. Her team says she's ready. Ready to show what she's been holding all along. Confidentiality agreements, bank transfers from the Sussex Trust, email exchanges with Harry's staff, clinic records, even hospital bills showing her name where Meghan should have been. She reportedly has photos from inside the clinic, travel logs matching the royal timelines, everything. If even a fraction of it's real, it could trigger legal chaos in 2 countries. Her representatives hint that she might sit down for a televised interview. No editing, no handlers, no protection. Just DL, the documents, and her story, the truth as she lived it. And when that happens, Meghan and Harry's carefully built narrative will crumble for good. No PR spin, no glossy magazine can fix it once the evidence goes public. Because evidence doesn't care about sympathy. It only cares about truth. Across the ocean, Buckingham Palace stays silent too. No denials, no confirmations, just that thick, icy quiet that means something huge is happening behind closed doors. In Montecito, their home feels tense, hollow. Meghan stays inside, waiting, avoiding the cameras. Harry paces through sleepless nights, whispering to himself, haunted by everything unraveling around him. And DL, she stands at the edge of history, holding papers that could redefine what it means to be royal. She knows once she speaks, the world won't just hear a secret. They'll watch an illusion collapse. Because this story stopped being gossip a long time ago. Now it's about identity, lineage, truth, the foundation of the monarchy itself. For years, the world adored the Sussexes, the modern love story, the rebellion against tradition, the courage to leave the crown behind. But now, that curtain has been yanked open, and behind it stands not a fairy tale, but a fracture spreading by the day, threatening to split open completely. If DL's evidence is real and she steps forward, that fracture could become the moment royal history turns, when the story everyone believed was built not on honesty or duty, but on silence. The palace waits, the public waits, the world waits. And as the countdown ticks on, one truth towers over everything else. When proof finally enters the room, even the grandest illusions tremble. And this glittering royal illusion may not survive the light. And as the days pass, the silence only gets louder. The palace corridors, once buzzing with routine and confidence, now echo with whispers and unanswered questions. Even senior aides who spent decades serving the crown are uneasy. No one dares speak openly, but everyone knows something isn't right. The usual calm inside those ancient walls feels different now, tense, uncertain, as if everyone is holding their breath for a storm they can't stop. Across the ocean, in California, Harry's friends say he's barely functioning. He's withdrawn into himself, spending long hours just sitting in the garden, staring at nothing. His phone lights up with messages he doesn't answer. The man who once smiled easily now barely speaks. Some nights, he walks the halls of their mansion until dawn, haunted by memories of the choices that led here. One person close to him said they heard him whisper to himself, "I just wanted peace. I just wanted it all to stop." But it never does. Meanwhile, Meghan has turned the Montecito mansion into a fortress of silence. No staff allowed to speak, no visitors, no media contact. Her closest friends say she's terrified not just of what DL might reveal, but of losing everything she built. The brand, the deals, the image. For years, she controlled every detail of her story. But now, control is slipping through her fingers. And she can feel it. Every time she opens her phone and sees her name trending for the wrong reasons, she reportedly throws it aside in anger, pacing back and forth, asking the same question over and over, why now, why her? Outside, the world waits. Journalists circle like hawks, desperate for a glimpse of movement, a word, a confirmation. Reporters dig into old hospital files, old flight records, trying to match dates and names. And as leaks begin to surface, the tension turns electric. Talk shows buzz, tabloids scream, hashtags multiply. Everyone has a theory, but no one has the truth, not yet. Somewhere in the shadows, DL prepares. Her team finalizes the documents, cross-checking every timestamp, every signature. She knows once she steps forward, there's no going back. She's not just exposing a secret, she's rewriting history. And as that day draws closer, one thing becomes certain when she finally speaks. The world will never see Meghan and Harry the same way again.